Despite a protest by academics, climate change sceptic Lord Christopher Monckton has started his latest Australian speaking tour. More than 50 academics have signed a petition calling Lord Monckton ignorant and urging the cancellation of tonight's speech at Fremantle's Notre Dame University. Lord Monckton's supporters say the self-confessed climate change layman is entitled to share his views, but they won't go too far tonight as the media has been denied entry. Karen Barlow reports.
Lord Christopher Monckton has been getting plenty of attention. The trouble is, he says, is that it's not the right kind of attention.
Well, now, I haven't lashed the media. The media have lashed me, I think is probably the fair way round to put it.
The prominent climate change sceptic is in Perth as part of a speaking tour. Lord Monckton is still making amends for calling Australian climate change advisor Ross Garnaut a fascist.
The fact is that in politics, and this is now a political subject, like it or not, people will use strong language. They shouldn't use language quite as strong as I used, but they do use strong language. You know, shit happens, get used to it.
He got a warm reception from miners today.
My lords, that's me. Ladies and gentlemen.
Lord Monckton used chaos theory and selected quotes from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change to argue that long-term predictions of climate are not possible. He claims governments are using global warming as an excuse to raise taxes.
Well, I think it's very clear that the Gillard Government needs money because socialism is expensive.
Tonight, the man without academic qualifications on climate science has spoken at Notre Dame University. This and another engagement next week at the University of Western Australia has angered Australian academics who accuse him of spreading discredited climate fiction. University organisers have defended the British peer's right to free speech, but say that tonight's oration is an internal event which is closed to the media.
We are happy to provide a climate where those views, particularly the ones on public policy responses, and that is the gist of much of his talk this evening, can be aired and tested.
They've prevented the media going in, reporting what he's saying and allowing it to be subjected to the full scrutiny of the public at large.
The Sunday Times Environment and Science editor is surprised by the Australian interest in Lord Monckton.
He has no peer-reviewed papers, he has no scientific background, and really very little academic credibility at all. In practical terms, he's not really seen as a serious figure by the British media. And in a way, one of the reasons for my interest in him here was because he is being taken so seriously here, when in Britain he's effectively ignored.
And the quality of the climate change debate is under attack on another front. The recipient of Lord Monckton's fascist jibe, the federal government's climate change advisor Ross Garnaut, is also critical of media coverage.
Much of the media and public discussion of climate change policy over the past 9 months has been about the crudest and most distorted discussion of a major public policy issue in my long experience.
Ross Garnaut has now signed off from his advising duties with the government as it finalises its carbon pricing policy. Karen Barlow, Lateline.